In the today's topic, we are going to discuss about the replication controller, replica set, and the deployment, right? So in the previous video, we have learned about the namespaces. This is about the replication set. So what is a replication set? So inside a namespace, right? Let's say if we have to maintain a specific number of pods, okay? So let's say if my required number of pods are 4, okay, and if one got deleted or anything happens to that pod, so that immediately it should bring up the another pod. So how we can do it? We can use the replication controller, right? So replication and controller ensure that the specific number of pods or replicas are running at a certain given of time, certain given interval of time. Okay. So basically, but this is an older version. Okay. So it does the basic support of scaling and it requires the manual scaling up, right? The point number two, if to notice about the replication controller is this is the legacy resource. So at the initial time it was used, but nowadays nobody is using into the main productions, right? So that is about the replication controller. Now quickly let's understand about the set. The replication set is the advanced version of the replication controller where it is the next generation, and here it also takes care of the certain number of pods always available inside the namespace or container or pod, right? So it will ensure like okay that number of pods are always available inside the nodes, and but how it is different from this one? The main difference is it gives the label selector, right? So what does it means? It support replication control supports the equal based operator, right? Which means equals to and not equals to, this condition will meet. But in case of replica set, it will support e- in and not in condition as well, right? We will see in detail other differences as well, but let's go to the next one, that is deployment. So deployment is the highest level, or make you can say higher level of the replica set, okay? And it manages the replica set. Currently, deployment manages the replica set only, okay? And again, it takes care of the availability of the pods inside the nodes, right? And it is the recommended way to use and manage your stateless applications. What else it can take care? Let's see in the differences it will be better, much better, okay? So if you see, deployments can handle replication, that is for sure replications, okay? Then it can take care of set based label selector, that is in, not in, equals to, and not equals to, whereas this only supports equals to, this supports equals to and not equals to. It replica controller cannot do rolling upgrades. It needs a manual. We will see in the live, right? When we will start doing the demo we will see it. And deployments can take care of rolling upgrades without downtime. We will see again this one as a live. Okay, this is recommended in the production. Now, analogy, if we understand what is happening is, in if you remember in 90s or early 20s, there early 2000, there are phones which were keypad phones, right? Which needs to be handled by buttons and all. That button can fall or this get erased. Those all problems were there. You cannot do software upgrade. You cannot install any other updates or any other softwares, which got resolved by touchpad phones, which you can say as a replica set. Now the advanced phones are there, right? Those you can say as a deployments. So deployments have like you can do all the self installation. Let's say any new version is coming, so mobile operators will provide you the latest version and they will just roll out to all the users, and user will just click on um, those applications or those links and they can install the latest version, okay? Where here you cannot do all those upgradations automatically. Here you might have to go to any mobile service center and get this new version upgraded, right? So that's how you can understand here. Replication control was the oldest version, then came replica set, and the latest one is deployments, right? Now let's understand about the architecture as well. So as I told, replication controller takes care of pods inside it, okay? So if any of the pod will go down, immediately another pod will come up, right? Replication set, it takes care of pod, but it is managed by deployments, right? And all these are called Kubernetes controllers. Okay, now let's understand this topic in detail. So let's start about the first topic, that is replication controller. Under the replication controller, we can see here we have deployed three namespaces, and under one of the namespace, let's say we will deep dive into one of the namespace, let's say dev, and we have created a replication controller, dev replication controller, and under the dev replication controller, you can see there are multiple pods in it. Okay, now let's go through the code. Okay, this is the replication controller.yaml. So as I told, there is a dev, test, and prod. Okay, so these three namespaces I have declared, and after that the API version is v1, kind is replication controller. In the last video we have seen kind equals to pod because there we were deploying pods, but in this case what we are going to deploy, we are going to deploy a replication control which itself will take care of the pod and the availability of the pods. We will see all these details in the hands-on when I will do it, right? So metadata, I will declare the name of that replication controller, so dev.rc, and namespace where I wanted to keep this replication controller, that is dev. Okay, so spec, under the spec I'm mentioning how many replicas of the pod I need, so I can create 4, 10, 100 as I want. Okay, selector, I'm keeping app equals to dev app, right? What does it mean? So basically, if you see under the template, we create a labels, right? So labels is nothing but kind of tags. So I'm keeping an app equals to app dev app, right? So selector will be app equals to dev app. Okay, that is like one-on-one mapping. Okay. Now if you see the container, what I'm under the spec I'm mentioning. Okay, this is my container. This is my container, and this is the name of container, and this will be my image of the container of version 1.22, right? Similarly, I'm creating a test and I'm creating a prod, right? And this is just a version difference. Okay, now let's go ahead and see the action in live. Okay, so let's say this is my, okay, so first we will see I have created two windows. Here I will execute the commands, and here we will do the watching of the commands. So for first example, let's see how many namespaces are there. So if extra will be there, I will delete it. So kubectl get ns. So currently there is no namespaces which I have created. These are all default namespaces. If you wanted to know about the namespaces, please go ahead and watch my last video, which I have explained on the namespaces. So what I will do is I will deploy first kubectl apply -f, okay, dot, in my current directory I will deploy the kubectl. Okay, I will deploy the my uh, Kubernetes controller file. That is first one is replication controller. So you can see namespace dev test and prod got deployed, and here is the replication controller, and then this is name of the replication controller which I have declared. Okay, let's go under the any of the namespace. So kubectl get all -n. Let's say I'm going inside the dev. Okay, kubectl. Yeah, command is same only, kubectl get all -n namespace. So it was taking time, I cancelled it. So we need to mention all as well. So you can see container is currently creating, and I will open a watch list. In watch list, what we do is we define kubectl get pod and then -n, and then I have to give the namespace, right? So my namespace here is in dev. So I will, so you can see currently all four mm, pods got created inside the namespace. Okay, so if you'll match it, both will be same. Let me clear it, and I'll execute the previous command again. So yeah, you can match it now. First one is 48, 6M, F5, and X2. So all these are there. Now let's say if I have to go ahead and delete one of the pod, okay, and then we will see in the action. So kubectl delete, okay, and I wanted to delete a pod, that is pod name. I'll mention the pod name here. Okay, so what will happen? So delete command generally says this, but if I enter, will it delete? No, it will say like, okay, this resource is not found because my current context is default, not a namespace of dev. So I need to set the namespace of -fn equals to dev. So once I delete it, you see it got deleted, and at the same time, new image, it will start creating it, right? 48 is terminating and J5 is creating it. So it got created as well. Now if you will see, and now it is running. Okay, now it is not found. Let's see. So J5 is got created and 48 is not in the list. Okay, so what we have learned here is once we delete the container, pod, immediately a new pod is coming in the picture, right? And who is taking care of all these things? This is getting taken care by replication controller. So if I delete any of the pod, right, what replication controller is doing is it is creating another pod and it is placing in here, right? This is what happening. So that is the functionality of replication controller, right? A couple of things more we can see before we go to the next topic, that is replication set. So let's say if I have to see kubectl describe, okay, pod, and I have to give the pod name, okay, pod name, and definitely I'll mention the namespace as well. So what, okay, so it, since it's deleted, right, it will definitely show it is not available. Let me take any other one. Okay, I will take this one and I'll execute the command. So once you see there, right? So what it is telling is image version is 1.22, right? That is the same image we have declared for dev environment. Even the replication set, right, we have given 1.22, right? So if you wanted to see about the prod environment, so what we will do is you basically this command describe commands also gives information about the namespace, name of the pod, right, and labels, annotations, status, IP address. So those all information you can go through and understand here. Okay, so now let's say we wanted to check under the prod, right? So get all under prod. So if you execute the command for prod, and namespace we should change it to prod, then here you will see the nginx version is 1.24. So that's how we can check the image version as well. And let me show you if we can demo the port forwarding as well. So I will show about the test only. Let me, I'm in dev only. So I will take any of the pod which is running state. So what I will do is kubectl port hyphen forward, right? Then I'll mention pod, name of my pod, I copy and then paste it. And let's say I wanted to do on my local. Okay. And then what is the namespace of this pod? It is in dev environment, right? Once I'll hit enter, I got this port forwarding. So now if you will take it and hit enter, so what will happen? Your page is running, right? Your pod is loading down. Okay. If I cancel this, if I cancel this by pressing Control C, and now if you refresh, it should fail, right? So you can see it got failed as well. Okay, so now we have seen about a couple of commands like kubectl describe, kubectl delete, and how the replication controller is working, right? And one more thing I can show is Uh, yeah. So let's see whether scaling is working or not here. kubectl scale replication controller. What is my name of my replication controller? So it is dev -rc, and then I'll mention replicas equals to, let's say I want, currently it is 2, right? Four in the pod, right? 4 pods are there, so I'm scaling it to replica equals to 2, and my namespace is dev. Okay, so it is not taking this. I should remove the space here. Okay, it got scaled. So once I am doing this, what is happening is, so it has terminated 2 of the pods. You see, this is terminating, and it is giving only 2 in the running state. So basically, when I changed it from 4 to 2, 2 got deleted. So my current state, it is telling is 2 only, and desired state is 2 only, and current state is 2, and ready state is 2. So what it means, by this time it should be 2 only, right? If you can see, it is 2 under this application controller, right? So replication controller, what it does is, it basically checks what is my desired state, what is my current state. Based on that, it makes the number of pods available for you, right? So this is all about the replication controller. Now let's go and talk about the next topic, that is replication set. Hey, welcome to the session again. So now we are going to understand about the replication. Now we will understand about the replication set. So before we go to the replication set, let's understand the architecture as well. So replication set, again, it is similar to the replication controller only. So it also maintains the number of pods inside the replication set. Okay, that is the main thing. So both of them will take care of the pod availability only. But the main difference here is, what it takes care is, it supports the set based selector, right? What does it means? It will support in and not in conditions as well, right? Or we can, if we have to mention like this, in and not in conditions it will support. Plus it will also support equality based operator, that is equals to and not equals to. So both these conditions it will support, right? Whereas replication set was replication controller was only supporting equal to and not equals to operator, right? So it is the advanced version, I can say, and you can also understand, right? So this is advanced version of replication controller, right? It is the next version which has these two visibility in it. Now let's see, understand these all topics on the live. So this is the replications set example. This is the same dev, test, and prod. These are the three namespaces I have created just to explain the same scenario. Replication set dev, replication set test, and replication set prod. Okay, but we will deep dive into any one of the replication set. So inside the namespace, there will be a replication set, and under the replication set, there can be multiple pods. Okay, so in this example, I'm only creating 4 pods. Okay, in this example, I'm only creating 4 pods. In this, let me open the, yeah. So here you can see this is the replica set. Okay, the main difference is app version. Okay, so app version is API/v1, whereas in case of pod it was v1, and in case of replication controller it is v1. But for replica set it is app/v1. Okay, and what kind of application or resource we are deploying? It is replica set. Okay, in metadata, where we will define the name of that replica set, so it is dev replica set, and it is present into rsdev. Okay, how many replicas or pods I want? I want 5. So this is all same. Okay, here this is a match label. What is match label? When we create a label, right? So let's say we are defining environment as dev, rs dev, app is web, and tier is front end, right? So this plays as a key. Okay, so match label, inside the match label we just keep it as a key value player. So key value pair equals, that is, environments equals to dev, right? App equals to web. So this is the same which we can use into the replication controller as well. So replication under the selector, match label, and then these are the keys, you can say, or labels. Labels are nothing but the tags. Okay, this is the same thing. It is where we are declaring the image and image version, right? Now let's understand what is the special feature we are getting into replica set. So if you see, this is all same. Okay, and here the basically the under the selector we are getting match expression. Okay, what does this match expression means? When you create a label, right? So under the label you have environment, app, tier. So these, anything you can create, but these are, let's say you are there, you these three are there. Okay, so this will work, will work as a key. Okay, under the match expression, key and value of the key. So environment equal to key equals to environment. Okay, that will become a key. And now under key, operator will be there. Okay, whether you want in, not in. So I don't want, so not in, value what, I don't want dev and prod, right? Again, this will become a key, and then operator will become in or not in, and values become web or anything else you can keep, right? So under the match operation, match expression, it will be AOV, right? Key, operator, and value. Key will be your label name, first, whatever label name you want. Operator will be in or not in, and value will be whatever value you wanted to keep. Okay, there can be a number of values you can keep based on the labels you have. Okay, and this is the same thing, that is image and the image version, right? Now let's take a example of this only. Maybe we will deploy it first. So before I deploy, let me delete these pods. I mean, these, let me blank it out. So I'll delete all the resources, kubectl, delete, ns, and then I have dev, test, and prod. I'll delete all the three pods. Okay, it is deleting and it will take couple of minutes to delete all the pods. So you can see it started terminating. Currently the watch is on dev, so it will only show for the dev. So once it will get deleted, we will create the replica set. It is still deleting. Okay, it got deleted. Now what I will do is I will apply replica set, right? Kubectl apply. I should write it by now. Okay, and then instead of rs, my file name is rcrs. Okay, then I will apply it, and you will see that three pods got three namespaces got created: rs dev, replica set dev, test, and prod. Okay, we can take any example. So for example, we will take and let me close it this as well, and we can deploy rs dev. Okay, so once I'll run it, it will start showing about the rs dev. Okay, so meanwhile the watch is coming. Yeah, it showed, right? So there are 5 pods. So it will also do the same thing. If I'll delete kubectl, delete, and if I give the pod name, say I can take the pod name from here only, pod name, and under the namespace of rs dev. So what will happen? It will delete or terminate one of them, and it will bring up immediately another pod. That is the basic functionality of Kubernetes controller, right? So let this command run. Okay, so it is telling rsdev, rsdev. This does not have the namespace. Okay, kubectl. Okay, so that means it was in it was in creating state, right? So that is why it has not deleted it. Okay, so I will try to execute again. Okay, kubectl get all -n rs replicaset dev. So it has this name, right? So what is the problem now? So I will take it kubectl delete, and then pod I missed, right? So I need to mention a pod name, and this is present into rsdev. So it will delete. You can see it is terminating. So that is the basic functionality it should do. Okay. And port forwarding I have already explained. Scaling, and you can do say with the same command, that is cube ctl scale. Okay. And then rs, what is the replica set you can give? So your dev dev hyphen dev rs is the replica set, right? What is the name of the replica set? Dev hyphen replica set, and then you can mention what is the scaling you wanted to do, right? So you can mention replicas, and then equals to, let's say you want 1. Okay. And hyphen n equals to rs dev. So if you do this, so it is telling that okay, this got scaled, and it will terminate all others resources, and it will just give you one pod running instead, and all others will get terminated. Okay, so you can see here it is terminating. Let's see again. So you can see here, right? There is only one pod running. Now if I have to check for this pod, so kubectl describe pods. What is the name of my pod? Let's say if I wanted to check, this is the pod currently available. I don't have any other pod. So I'll take the pod name, and this is present into -n. What is the namespace? Dev rs, right? I'll just hit enter. Okay, it's not dev rs, it is rs dev. So it will tell immediately what is the image of your pod, right? Now just say for example, if I have 1, right? So instead of 5, I'm running on 1. So let's say if I wanted to change on version 24, right? What will happen if I apply here? So what will happen if I apply here now? Again, kubectl -f, right? And now let's see for the dev. Okay, it has created 5 pods. Why it has created 5 pods? Because did I save? I think I missed to save it, and it is executing the previous command only, right? So let me save it first. So I'll press Control S and I'll apply the replica set. Okay, the problem I have identified, the problem is it is not saved. So I'll press it again, Control S 2-3 times. And now let's go ahead and apply the replica set now. Okay, so now if you see, let's apply it again. Okay, so now it is showing something is configured here. And let's see under the RS dev. See, they are all getting terminated, only one is running. Okay, so the problem was it was not saved. But what I have changed specifically here is the version here, right? So when I'm changing the version, again I have to show it again now. So kubectl describe, and then now since there is only one, maybe let's remove the pod name and we'll see. Okay, so now you see the image version is still 1.2.2. What is the issue? Can you just guess it? See, even if I have applied it, right? Even if I have applied it, the pod new, I mean, basically I have applied a new file, I have saved it, even replication controller got created, but still you can see here, right? The image version is still 1.2.2. Now the problem is, if you see here, we have given the image version as 1.24. Now where is the actual problem? So actual problem is that either we need to delete this pod or we need to delete the complete namespace itself. Then whatever the new pod will get created, right? That will have the latest version. Okay, now let me show you by deleting this pod. So kubectl delete, and what is the pod name, right? So this is the pod name, delete pod name -n, and this is replica set dev. Okay, so I have deleted this pod. So once I'll delete, what will happen? A new pod will get created, right? Let's wait for it to get created. Okay, now if you see, first let's see whether the pod got created or not. So command is kubectl get all -ns namespaces rs dev. So one got created. Now let's see the describe for this. So since there is only one pod, so you see the image version is 1.24. So in the replica set, the image version got changed, but for a certain interval of time, there was 0 pods available. So there is a huge downtime, and any organization cannot accept the downtimes, right? So the benefit here we are getting is we can update the version, but there will be downtime, right? To avoid the downtime, what we need to do is we need to go and look for the deployments, right? In the next video, let's go and understand about the deployments as well, right? Thank you. In this part, we are going to learn about the deployments, right? So deployment inside the nodes, what it happening is, so let's say we have a namespace of prod deploy, right? And inside this, we are creating a prod deployment, which is a deployment, right? And this is a prod deploy is a this is a replica set. Okay. So let me show it in the detail. Maybe then we will change the order as well. So this is deploy dev, deploy test, and deploy prod. These are our namespaces, right? So let's see in the picture. So deploy prod is our namespace, which is fine. If we go inside this, so API version is apps.v1, kind is deployment, right? So in the previous one, it was replication set and replication controller, but here it is deployments, right? What is the namespace? What is the name of the deployment? So name of the deployment is dev deployment. So in the picture, the name of the deployment should be this dev deployment, right? And under the dev deployment, which is created under this dev deployment, that is name deployment name, right? It is created under the deploy dev. Oh, so this is prod, right? So let's go understand on the prod only. So let's say this one. So this is prod deployment, right? And it is created under the namespace of deploy prod. So it is deploy prod, right? So if you see the replicas we have mentioned as 8, okay? And it we have created some match label environments. So it is just like same what we have learned before in the controller and set. So you can do in and not in as well, because it is going to support that part, as well as equal operator as well, like here we are doing. Okay, so that is very simple. So whatever environment I have, I just mentioned, okay, this is a dev prod and app is web. Okay, and here I'm trying to deploy 8 replicas. Okay, and the container image is 1 point, and image is nginx and the version is 1.24, right? And what I'm trying to do is, the main important thing is we have to learn about the strategies. So strategies deployment type, there are two types. One is rolling upgrade and second one is canary, right? So let's say rolling upgrade means from blue green deployment and all will come, right? From 3 to 3%, 10%, like that we can do. So this is what we are trying to do. So what is maximum surge? So maximum surge is, right, how many maximum number of successful deployments or pods you want with the latest version. That's the strategy. And how much you can have the number of pods unavailable. So what how much you can bear it. So in the prod environment, I cannot bear anything, so I mentioned as 0. In the test environment, I can say, okay, with the latest image whatever you are trying to upload, I can have 1 as a max surge and maximum unavailable, because this is a test environment, I can bear it as 1 maximum, but in a prod environment I cannot bear. Okay, so let's understand with this prod example only. Okay, so we will go into the command prompts. So first what I will do is I will clear all the namespaces, kubectl get all s, and I will cancel this get ns, not get lns. So if you can see, I have created these 3 namespaces. So I'll delete the kubectl, delete namespace equals to rsdev, rstest, and rsprod. So if I'll delete all these 3 namespaces, which means all the resources inside it will get deleted. I will wait for a couple of seconds to let it get deleted. Meanwhile, let's come here and we will discuss here more. Okay. So what I was telling is, we have created 3 namespaces: deploy dev, deploy test, and deploy prod. Okay. And then API version is app/v1. In case of replica set, it was app/v1. In case of replica controller, it was only v1. And the kind is deployment, right? So everywhere if you see, kind is deployment. In the previous examples, we have seen, right? Kind equals to replication controller or replica set. Okay, so metadata, what is the name of that replica set? I mean, what is the name of the deployment here? And what is in under which namespace you wanted to deploy it? How many replicas you want? You want 4, you want 8. In case of prod, it is 8. And then these are some selector which is like key value pair. Here I have done, but you can do as well as for the batch expression, where key is equals to your label name, operator in or not in, and then values you can give, right? So this is there, and this is image version. And what is the image version? And this is the strategy which just now we have discussed. Let's go back and see. So it got deleted. Now if you will see the namespaces, these are the default namespace. So what I will do is I will deploy kubectl apply -f and then backslash deploy this. Okay, so deployment got triggered, which deployed dev namespace, deployed test namespace, deploy prod namespace, and under the each namespace replication deployment. See, you see deployment got created, right? So under the each namespace we will see, go and see. So kubectl get all ns -n, and let's say we are going to see for prod deploy prod, right? So for deploy prod, how many resources it will be? While I will open the watch window as well. Namespace equals to deploy prod. So it is taking some time, maybe because of some internet issue, but it should give me the results soon. So here it is unable to connect to the server, TLS head check timeout. Okay, so this command is taking so much of time due to internet issue. I'll come back in few minutes. Okay, so within a minute, I think due to internet issue it was delayed, but now you can see 8 pod got created. Okay, and it was a timeout issue, so I will just rerun again this, and you will be able to see the pod is in creating state. Okay, now few are in running as well. Okay, now again if I will run it, so now you will be able to see all are in running state, right? Now again, since behind the set, right, you see deployments contains the replica set. That's what we have explained in the diagram as well. So if I will delete any of the pod, right, what will happen? It will create another pod. Yes. So if I kubectl delete pod name -n deploy prod. So it started terminating, and at the same time it will bring it up on another one. So this is all whether it is working, right? So what I'm trying to say is the uh, the use of replication controller, replication set, or deployment is to maintain the number of desired and current state pods always, right? So that's what we are seeing here, right? It is always maintaining the number of pods here. So 8 was requested and 8 it is doing, right? Now we have seen in the previous video when we were explaining about the deployment set, right? When I have changed the value of when I have changed the value, let me open my visual code. When I have changed the value from 7 to 8, let's say 6 or 8 to 10, let's do, and I will update the version to 22, and I will press Ctrl S. Hopefully it is saved now, and I will go to my command prompt, and if I run, okay, before I execute it, let's see the describe kubectl describe. Okay, and let's see the pods describe and then pods. I wanted to do on label. What is the label? App equals to, let's see the what is the app name here. So app equals to web. Okay, so app equals to web, right? And I will mention namespace equals to deploy prod. So if you will see, all of them have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So all these pods have container image as 1.24 when I executed this command, right? Now, since I have changed the image version to 1.22 and I am saving it, okay, and I have changed the number of replicas also to 10, okay, and if I go ahead and execute it, right, first I will do the clear. So in case of replica set, we have seen the replicas got implemented, right? The scaling was done, but the image version or the ruling upgrade or the version upgrade was not happened, right? So in that case, what we need to do is we have came up with a new approach called deployment. That is the latest version. Now, in case of deployment, is it happening or not? Let us see it. So I will apply it. Okay, so this got changed. Something is happening here. Okay, now I will see kubectl get ns. Okay, and I will see under the kubectl get all -n deploy prod. I wanted to see all the pods. So you see currently 2 are running. So they are now 10. Okay, these are the 10. Up to date is 9. So you see up to date is 3. Up to date is 9. What is happening here? Okay, first it was deleting all those things. It created the new and then it deleted basically. And at the same time, what is happening is up to date is 3. What is this up to date? This is the deployment strategy which we have declared in the script. So we need the deployment to happen in the count in the batch of 333. So 3 times it might have run by this time. So you see it is 9. Okay, now if I will run this command again, so you will see there are 10, up to date are 10. Okay, so what is this doing is it has updated all the versions to 1.22. If you will see all the right, all the versions to 1.22, 1.22, 1.22. Okay, so all got updated in the batch of 3.3 and now they are with the latest version. So what you have seen here is in the case of replica, in case of deployment, what we have learned here is it is able to scale up, scale in and out. Okay, it can do version upgrade, right? It can do rollback. So we can set and we can run a command and see the rollback as well. So all these concepts are possible into deployments. That is why deployment is the latest one where there is a no downtime. So basically the most important thing what we have seen here is no downtime observed, right? So hope you have liked the all the concept of, and you have understood the concept of replica set, replica controller, replication controller, and deployments. We'll catch you in the next video. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.